Hi everybody, today I'm going to be comparing a $1 cube to a $65 cube. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so I'm going to be comparing these two cubes. I have not done an unboxing of this and I have not filmed it either, but this is just a terrible dollar store cube from the Dollar Tree. It turns absolutely terribly, as you can see. It is a bit broken in slightly, but it's terrible. This isn't actually fully functional 3x3 because these have center orientation. So something like this would not be solved, which is kind of annoying, so it's not a real 3x3 since it's a bit harder. But yeah, this thing turns absolutely terribly. As you can see, the corner cutting is terrible. It just popped also. So yeah, as you can see, this thing is absolutely terrible, and the reverse is nothing. Versus on the Gan 11M Pro, when you do this much, it does it very easily. It doesn't pop. Even when you do this much, even if it can't do it, it won't pop. Much faster. As you can see, the centerpieces, or maybe you can't see it that well, it's actually a different tensioning system than most, but it's not held up by like some plastic thing. It actually has a spring there. In case you didn't know, what springs do is they basically make it feel much better, so they can make it feel like you can kind of like pull it apart. Versus on this, you can't really do it because there aren't any springs, there aren't any screws either, which is like, yeah, this is terrible. Also, if you notice, the sticker quality is absolutely terrible too. They have these really obnoxious looking stickers. Versus this, the shades are much better, it's stickerless. But there is one main caveat to this cube, and it is $65 versus this is only $1. So is this actually worth $65, and is this actually worth $1? Well, I'm not sure this is even worth $1. So just taking a little look at the mechanism, I already kind of showed it earlier, but we have these really weird looking edges. They kind of look like the Rubik's ones, and then this corner, it looks like nothing I've ever seen. This is like, doesn't even have, I don't know what this thing is that usually points out, and then it also has a hole here on the edge too. So yeah, this is just about as basic as you can get. And looking inside the core, again, I know you can't see it that well, but we just have this little plastic core, and it doesn't have any springs. So yeah, the mechanism's absolutely terrible, and also it has like no way of getting rid of friction, so it just builds up a ton of friction. Then taking a look at the 11M Pro, here we have these little honeycomb things to help with the friction, as you can see here. And then we also have a torpedo, which the other one does not have, which helps to reduce against popping, but the other one does pop a lot, but it's also very hard to get the edge piece out for some reason. In the corner, we have this little thing that I talked about. Again, we have the honeycomb design, and it just looks so much more premium. As you can see, it doesn't have a big hole in either of the pieces. And inside, again, we have a spider core. I'll put a picture of it on screen since I know you can't really see it. But yeah, the Gan 11M Pro clearly looks much better. So I am just going to test corner cutting again. So as you can see, this one can kind of pop at this corner cut, which is super little. We do just about the same here. It feels like I'm not doing any corner cutting. It's like super easy. We go farther. Versus on this, if we do whatever this is, maybe 45, I don't know, it won't do it at all, and it will probably break a piece if I try to force it too hard. Versus here, as you can see, it does it decently easily. And again, for the reverse, this thing absolutely does nothing. I mean, this is just the smallest reverse corner cut. As you can see, it's gonna pop if I continue doing it. Not even doing it. That was just me pulling, so it wasn't really a corner cut. But as you can see here, this one does up to here decently easily. Does pretty much up to there. I think we know which one is better in performance. Now for the actual speed, this one, it's kind of inconsistent. Some layers are decently fast, some of them are pretty slow. It does need a slight bit of break-in to get a lot faster, but this thing just catches. They still can't really do a finger trick. Versus here, it completely aligns into place, and it has a decent speed, but with some lube, it definitely can be slowed down. Speaking of lube, lube does absolutely nothing on this because of the holes. Yeah, you can't really add lube to this to make it really any better. So anyway, I'm just going to do a T-perm on both of them. I'm not going to split screen just so you can see the difference, so I can finish the T-perm on both of them. I'm gonna put a tox. As you can see, I had to use a bunch of wrist turns. Also, I just noticed this is messed up. Let me just go fix that. Okay, and now let me do a T-perm on the other cube. Now, I did notice I was overshooting a bit because this is a bit fast. You could clearly see which one I did it faster on. I'll just write what the times were on screen. So for speed, these actually are pretty similar, but this is definitely not finger trickable. I was using a lot of wrist turns, but even when you try to finger trick it, it just gets really locked up. And honestly, I don't even think that this cube's worth $1. It's just so bad. You can get a $9 RS3M 2020 that performs very similar to this. Even has better corner cutting, as you can see. This right here is done pretty easily. obviously the reverse is very good. This is only $8 more, so I honestly don't know why you would buy a dollar store cube. And even this is a $4 Maylaw, which as you can see turns much better. This is a bit tight right now, but it definitely corner cuts much better. It does not pop like the other one does. And this is only $3 more expensive, and it's like 100 times better in performance. So I honestly think this is worth 5 cents. It feels really not good at all. It's just super unpleasant to solve on, versus this, as you can see, it's a joy to solve on. I don't know if it's exactly worth $65, but oh my god, this is just super nice. Made me like 2.5 seconds faster at 3x3. Shades are much better. It doesn't have the stupid center orientation thing. It just feels much more premium. And even though this cube is fairly cheap, it still feels very premium compared to the other one. As you can see, it has a decent mechanism and it has a screw. I honestly do not know why you would buy a dollar store cube. Please just buy a cube that's actually good if you want to do speed cubing, because the dollar store cube is basically the worst one I have in my collection. I know I forgot to show this in my 3x3 collection video. It's on my other channel, my shorts channel. I will leave links to that video and my shorts channel in the description. But this one's absolutely terrible too. The stickers are terrible, the color scheme's terrible, as you can see, and the pieces are just as bad. So yeah, this one is just as bad as the other one, I would say. Corner cutting is just as bad, but the one main thing about this is it is a mini cube, so you can expect it to perform as well, and it doesn't have those really obnoxious stickers. So yeah, I would say this is the worst cube in my collection for sure. It's just super bad, and yeah, it just turns really bad, versus this one. I mean, it is a bit more speed cubable because it feels a bit better, but not good at all still. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the comparison between the $1 cube and the $65 cube. Make sure to like, subscribe, and see everybody later.